some reason we're still not.
I see orange badge live.
Yes, but I don't see the link populated. Just give me a second. Try to find what's the problem. Node.js is streaming. Okay, yeah, now we are live.
Yeah, cool.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to see you this Saturday morning. Hello, everybody. We are here all together with XTechnology. So a few words about XTechnology. It's an educational program we started last year. So we developed it ourselves and, built some applications, built some technologies all together and contribute to open source. So feel free to join and help us this contribution. Whatever you want to say, it's time to say. So today we have a special session. It's called Code Hour. So during 1 hour, we will try to figure out with some particular topic. So for today, we have a topic about Node.js application debugging tools. So I will try to figure out how I could debug Node.js application, basically backend, with a big help of Andrew. Andrew, yeah, do you have something to say about Node.js applications debugging tools at all?
Yes, I have a lot. And actually, I think that it's a very common problem. So I talked to many developers within many years, and even most experienced guys sometimes have trouble debugging application, and I think that it's probably because experience and efficiency they are a bit different. So you can have large experience, but you're still not super efficient. And the debugging tools, they are about efficiency, how fast you can solve the problem. So of course you can solve anything without professional debugging tools, just using some outcome to std out, for example, somehow this console log in Node.js, but it's not efficient.
No console log, please. Yeah.
So today we'll uncover more.
Yeah, I'm still wondering. I mean, compared to other languages, for example, Go language and .NET, you have all these debugging tools from the box. So you just need to run the studio where you code, and it just works. So you don't need to spend hours or maybe weeks to configure it. I do remember last time I've been configuring debugging tools for PHP, and it took me really lots of time. Yeah, but let's dive into the code, right?
Yes.
So we have a code studio. Yeah, basically a few words about this project. We have a Nest.js application, which is represented as a microservice, gRPC microservice. So we are willing to start this basically microservice with debugging tools. So let's dive. Let's do that, Andrew.
Yeah, so I think that initially you can show how you start the application, and after that we'll just change some habits.
Yeah. Let's go to the package JSON as usually for JavaScript applications, JavaScript developers and Node.js developers would have a package JSON, which our Bible describes everything about our dependencies and as well as comments. Yeah, here we go. So I think I use start debug, maybe. So it runs nest start debug watch. Let's do that.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, you can do like this, but there is a simpler way. But just show how you run it usually. I mean, not to debug, but to develop.
Yeah, I usually do these.
Yarn start dev.
And it starts, basically building TypeScript to JavaScript and compiling and then running your application. Here we go.
Yeah, and it also watches changes and restart application.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So now close it. You should do absolutely the same thing, but you need to allow IDE to help you. So do you see green arrow
Here.
beside the command? So just stop application now and run it
Yeah.
from IDE.
So here you mean
I
run unnamed, it's called.
I didn't see your. Oh no! Look at the package.json file, and
Oh yeah.
find
So just that. Start that.
yeah,
Run script.
11 line, not 10. 11 line. So yeah, click play button.
And run dev or debug.
Dev, start dev.
I mean, here's two options: run or debug.
Oh, I didn't see them on your screen because because looks like you're sharing only window. But okay, I got it. There is debug and there is run. So you can start debug right away. But so usually use run and probably you need. Let's just run it first to see how it looks like.
Okay. Yeah. So I've pressed a button just on the left side of this line, which is a play button, and I have chosen run option, and it failed.
Yeah, so that is the problem because usually it just works. Why it fails?
It says something about make dir. I think it's maybe about some permissions. Maybe I can remove this folder dist.
Let's just check which Node version your IDE uses by default. Go to settings and type Node.
Preferences.
And you know that we didn't see your settings. It's also
that's a problem. Node interpreter version 8.
Yeah, so you need something fresh, like
16. 16 would be good.
Yes.
Yeah, I've changed it to 16. I will do apply. Okay, and then I just need to redo this action, right?
So in this tool is window, you already have play button, so you can.
Yeah, I will do this. Yeah. Okay, start executing. Looks nice. Looks the same as I started from the another window by myself.
Okay.
Good.
Here we are. So this way, why it's different? So for example, if your application fails, now you will see stack trace, and in this stack trace you will see links to files, and if you click on them, then IDE shows you particular line of code. It's already useful. So it's like beginning of debugging because you don't need to open file and
let me just try this option.
This is not yeah.
Okay,
and
it's highlights. Let's try to close this and see if we press the file opens with a line. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, so it's first tip for increasing your efficiency. Don't use usual terminal, use built-in terminal in your IDE. It's probably the same thing for Visual Studio, I don't know. So now stop running and let's look at the debugging window. So do the same, but this time choose not run, but debug.
By debugging window, you mean what?
Go to packages on and right click on
Yeah.
play button.
Let me maybe reshare my screen because we need to see a bit more.
Yeah,
Right.
let's do. Yes.
For a second, I will stop sharing. And we'll do once again. Choose an entire window. Also, share. That's good. So yeah, now you can see my screen.
Yeah, go to packages on.
Okay, package.json. Let's go here. I will close this a bit.
Yeah, and the same command start dev, but right click on and debug start dev.
Okay.
Yeah.
Press debug.
Okay. Now we see debugger window, and you see that there is several consoles here.
You mean scripts, debug console?
Yeah, in different tabs. So debug console is actually like a kind of terminal. So you can.
What's the difference? I mean, here I see the whole output, and here just few of them.
Yeah, so in first console, you see usual output. Debugger console is like, when you open a console in a web browser, then you can type command and they appear, results appear immediately. So you can just try to type here, like, for example, console log hello debugging or something like this.
Yeah, it's time to debug your Node.js application. Yay!
Yeah, here here we go. So now let's do something useful. So let's set breakpoint and actually go to debugging mode. So choose file which you know how to execute and just try.
Yeah, let's probably go to controller. So Next.js has some controllers, so we go into one of them. Basically, yeah, as we implement gRPC service, we have all this logic in here. So I want to see how gRPC service is being called when I call it.
Yeah, look at the red dot. There is an important moment here. If you have this little check, it means that it will work. It means that ID debugger understood what is breakpoint and what line of code it attached to. And if it's not worked from first time, it's probably a reason to restart your application. And it will just instant. So it could happen because some of cache, and if you change something during debugging, it can stop working. But if you restart it, usually start working again. So yeah, let's just add the usual breakpoint, and how do you invoke this method?
Yes, how I do this? Good question. So here it's all done, right? I will go to another console terminal, and here I have like an example of calling gRPC, local gRPC service through the gRPC curl command. So let's try. Oh, we're here.
Yeah, that's cool. So what we have in Debugger Console now, so you can see stack trace at the left side. And you actually can see where the code came from. So you see all the stack trace, and it's clickable. So you can click on any of this. In this particular example, it's not your application mostly, but it's Node.js framework. But there's an interesting moment here. Do you see async call from async function, for example?
Yeah. Well, here.
Yeah. What does it mean? So several years ago, when you start debugging, you see on the stack trace for current tick.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't actually see what happened before because stack trace didn't preserve asynchronous calls. But since I do not remember version, but already several years it works like this. So it knows that some code executed asynchronously, and it can show you a really useful stack trace. Okay, let's just choose a top line in stack trace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here we go.
this one. Yeah, and here you see your local variables. Like you have data. This
We
time
have global as well.
Yeah, closure, it's closure. So if you have several closures nested to each other, then you see variables which.
Let's maybe play with that.
Yeah.
I think. Let's do this. Sure. Good. Execute it like that. Here we go. We have another function maybe. Maybe we should add the name or not.
Just introduce a variable on line 20. Yeah, on line 30.
Like with a value or just like that?
Yeah, just some value and on line 30. Yeah, also some variable like code B.
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 Let's just do that. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, and now let's just add breakpoint on 30.
Okay, let's. So here I need to just press this green button, like.
Yeah, let's check if watch works in debug mode or not. Just press play.
This one.
Yes.
Resume.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it resumes and.
But I called this application just once. How it understood that it should be, retried, replay the same theme.
So I think that now it just do not understand there it is because you didn't see the A and B variables. So it's because you changed code during debugging.
Yeah, let's try to resume that and call one more time, right?
Yes.
By the way, we received here some response. Failed to all.
Okay, yeah. So looks like you need to restart debugging.
Yeah, because I think it's just unconnected.
But click console. I just want to see output.
Here.
It looks running. But okay, let's restart debugging because it's really it don't work really well when you change code. Yeah, this error.
So basically, it doesn't work well in watch mode, right? Which is the most preferred for developers, so they don't need to refresh this button all the time. That's
but yeah, most of time I'm using run, not debug. So I don't know. Probably there are ways to solve it somehow. Okay, but let's and in debug mode, your application works much slower. You should remember it. So usually you don't want to be in debug mode.
Okay, now I see B.
So it's local scope, and you don't see.
That's strange. You still don't see A.
Interesting.
And by the way, B is undefined
B is
because it's a
undefined.
big yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm not
it's
past
not.
this line yet.
Yeah, it's not invoked yet. Yeah, but for such moments, open Debugger Console now and try to see if you can fetch value of A.
A.
Just type A. Yeah, enter. No.
A is not defined for some reason. Maybe I should use this A somewhere here as well, like console. A. I don't know. Maybe it's optimized the code that the value is not here to just remove it.
Yeah, and here we have several compilation steps by TypeScript. So
let's try that so we can see B as well, maybe. And I do the same for B. And now we restart. And repeat the call. Okay, it's still
looks like
starting.
it's...
I still compiling. Okay, we need to wait.
Yeah, and probably previous time it probably was compiling, so probably watch mode works as well. Who knows?
Let's see.
It's just much slower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Still a bit confused. So B here, but no A. I mean, it sees A, but not the value. Oh, here is the closure. So inside the closure.
Interesting.
But let's see if we go console log A and B, what will it print?
So it will print values, and yeah, in local block, of course, A is undefined, but it will use value from upper scope, upper closure. And yeah, now you need to learn several buttons on the right side here. Yeah, so there is a step over, step enter, and the first step enter, and step up. So step over, it's usually just go to next line, and it doesn't matter what's written in current line. Step enter is just go inside function if you have a function. So probably if you use step enter, I don't know if it will go into log function because it's native. But
let's try. Okay. Well, let's try maybe with our some custom function. So we do
without function, just name of function. Yeah.
And here we as well gonna be string number and it's funny. I mean, we spent zero seconds and minutes to configure debugging tools. I mean, I've been expecting spend an hour, trying to configure it, but not you just go and try. I'm still wondering, is it related to Nest.js or I can debug any applications like that without any configuration?
Yeah, so here you already have TypeScript configured well. I mean, it generates source maps and it just works out of the box. But I think that if you use this approach, then you run from packages on this play button and debug button. Then it in 99% of cases it will just work out of the box if you have working application.
It's nice. I need to actually try it on different projects, maybe, because this one seemed to be a very easy one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've changed the code, so let's restart everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Shouldn't I do that?
I think we could check watch mode, but okay.
Yeah, let's try to do it next. Debugger. Okay, it's running. One more time. On this comment. Oh, yeah. Now
Okay.
I can go
Inside.
and go
Step
step
into.
into.
Let's check it. Okay, here we are.
That worked.
And you see these comments on the right side of the code. It shows you variables. I mean, on the 26 line.
Yeah. The value.
Yeah, of
Very
A.
useful.
At right, at right side, like comments. It's yeah.
Actually, promise don't use any more console log, but still, this feeling when you cannot just drop this habit, you still continue doing it.
Yeah, but actually, console log, there is no bad things about it. But you usually don't need to use console log. You need to use logger. So in Nest, you have built-in logger, which you easily could replace.
Oh,
For
maybe
for any
we
logger.
could try this. Do I
Yes,
need to
yes.
install something or not?
I think it's built-in. We can just try to check it. No, don't write import. It will import results. So just above constructor, you need to write
Constructor. Yeah.
above. Yeah, like here. Just write private logger. Equals new logger. Yeah.
Just common.
Yes. Enter. That's it. And you can pass into logger name of your controller. No, use it not like this. If you just write currency controller dot name. No, with upper C, like name of class.
You mean here?
No, not here. In logger, yeah.
Yeah, inside the logger.
Yes,
Here.
yes, but not string. Just
Huh?
start writing currency controller, but like class name with upper C.
Uh-huh.
First letter is upper C.
Oh, yeah, I see. I got it. Currency controller.
Dot
Okay.
name.
See.
Yeah. Here we are. In this way, if you change your class name, it will change it automatically. So just for refactoring purposes, it's a recommendation to use it like this. So
Nice. Yeah. So
yeah.
let's replace console log with logger then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Use this dot logger because it's yeah, property.
Logger. But debug probably. Okay.
Mhm.
And we're gonna replace this one too. Okay.
Yes.
So do we need to try watch mode once again?
Yeah, and I think you need to look at the output of application. You will see that it's much cleaner than you use console log.
So just do the resume program right now, right?
Yes, and see if watch mode working in debug mode. Could you open console tab? So we see output of application in debugger.
Wait a second, I will switch us a bit. That this one just fine. Sure. Okay. Okay. Switch to console, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. It looks like working. Let's just try to hit the endpoint one more time.
Yeah. I've been surprised why last time the endpoint was executed one more time without any actually call.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
And now it's not. What does it say? Frame not available. Unsupported thread console. gRPC. So I see the logger that that actually endpoint was executed here, but we didn't catch this endpoint. Not endpoint, breakpoint for some reason.
Yeah, looks like we still need to restart debugger.
So this button, restart,
Yes.
resume, start. Okay, let's do that. That seems easy. Why didn't I try that before?
We need to have this call.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just hit in point.
Yes. Yeah, here we go. We can go step intro. We appear here, and then we do step over just to print it, and then we can go.
No, just step over one more time.
Oh, so
yeah,
go back because it's
end of function. But if you want to step up before end of function, so for example, if you understood that you go into some function and you don't want to see all the steps here, you can go up and it will return you back.
Yeah, nice. So let's check our output. You've been saying that it should be cleaner now.
In the Debugger Console, not this one.
Just console.
This one, yeah.
Okay.
And you see that it tells you nest, it tells you debug level, currency controller, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And the message. Can we just maybe a bit more understanding about logger? Can we somehow faster change the output to print, for example, JSON? For example, when we run this application somewhere in Kubernetes, we natively can fetch it and resend some to some log factory or whatever, Elasticsearch.
Yeah, we definitely can do it. I do it in a couple of applications now, but I'm using Pinalogger. Great thing that you will not need to change any code of your controllers.
Yeah. I mean, just maybe some environment variable or something like that to say to logger output in some different format. How we can do this?
Yeah, but I don't know about built-in nest logger, because for this purpose, I tell Nest to use Pinalogger under the hood, and the Pinalogger I configure to JSON logs, and use it on production. So on the local environment, I use built-in logger and see this output, which is quite friendly. But on production environment, I use Pinalogger because it's more efficient, and you can pipe Pinalogger to different tools for log analyzing. But I think that this is not super simple. So we can try it now. If you think that we finished this debugger, we can.
No. Let's continue maybe with debugger, and if we have some time at the end, we can try to extend this logger as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, going back to debugger, I also wonder, I've seen in other studios that there is an option like to set not just breakpoint but conditional breakpoint, and here we go as well. So let's say it should be caught only if a equals 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Sometimes it appears to be very useful. For example, if you have some for each statement and you really don't want to wait and go over every single thing, but you need to find something specific inside.
Yeah, for sure. It's not so common cases, but yeah, then you have loop and you need to pause on a particular iteration. Then definitely you need to use conditional breakpoints.
Let's try it. basically
Yeah.
that. Why not?
Yeah. Yes.
Counter, and here we go, the function, and here we gonna do the same, basically. This is printed. Here we only wanted counter, and you see that also very useful. It shows you all the possible values here. So if I print A here and B also here. Let's say 4. So I leave it like that, right?
Yes, just done.
And we have enabled and suspend execution. Okay, done. And here you also see the
Question
special mark. Yeah, we will close this one and try to restart. Okay. The only bad thing about TypeScript, I think, that it takes you so much time to recompile everything, and it's really annoying. But still some positive moments.
You just need to split everything to microservices if you realize that you have too many lines of code to recompile. Yeah,
Right.
because if you have a big service, it takes a lot of time to compile it. If you have a lot of small services, they compile it faster because you change only particular service.
Yeah, at my current job, we have such a big monolith part, so I'm not even able to compile it and run it. I mean, without Docker or some extra tools, because it's a really, really huge thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Ouch.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try to hit it one more time.
Okay, and counter is 4. So here we are.
Right. So yeah, we got our special thing. We also see the closure environment variable, which we have from here. And why do we have 2 times closure? Maybe you know, because this is the uppercase, upper scope.
So you
Where
have you have several. You can have several closures here. So local is for local block. So it can be block or it's a function body, and you see it in local closure. It's next level, and why we have A there, not only B? It's interesting question. Still,
yeah. And by the way, yeah, we don't have B.
yeah, still a bit looks a bit buggy. And
Are we able to find B at all here, somewhere here? No.
I think only if you write it on console. Oh, I got it. It's probably just replaced on compilation step to something else. So remember the problem as we had before.
With the A.
But
Yeah.
we had this A, but B also not used inside.
So if it's not used inside the scope, it's not even shown, kind of.
Yeah, but
Let's try to do that maybe
so,
and see if it change something.
it's much simpler to understand the reasons than you see JavaScript code, not TypeScript code, because currently usually we debug in JavaScript code, not TypeScript, and all the magics it happens under the hood. I think that we can spend a couple of minutes after it and discuss source maps and how it actually works.
Yeah. By the way, can we from this view? So you said this is just JavaScript code, which is already compiled from the TypeScript. So is there a way for us now go and see the full file or the full program somewhere?
Yeah, you can open this folder.
Oh, it's in dist, still in dist. Okay.
Currency.
Because I think I was thinking that it's just do this compilation in memory and shows from memory.
No,
It's not okay.
I think we can try to debug right here.
Can we?
Yeah, just to remove breakpoints from previous file. Let's try if we can debug actual JavaScript.
Okay, looks nice. So we have the function here. We have this thing as well. But basically, yeah, we have the new code here. Let's probably try to have different levels like that, and like that. Or maybe just whatever this time. So we're gonna see different operations. So I will restart again, right?
I think you haven't changed the code, so you probably.
I've changed. I put logger b here.
Oh yeah. Let's let's restart.
Okay. And I'm wondering what's gonna happen. For example, I have here a breakpoint, right, on this line, this particular debug b. What's gonna happen if I do this thing? Will it understand that I still want to debug b but not a after the recompiling? Let's see.
Looks like which mod is not run yet. So
it shows that it's still restarting, I think. Maybe I need to
refresh.
Reload from disk, something like that. No, it shows that for now I want. I mean, it's connected to the particular line, but not really code. In this particular case, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's try if it works at all.
Yeah, good point. Okay, it works.
Cool. So let's just if you press play now, it will go to next breakpoint.
This one.
Yes. Okay. And if you do it one more time. Okay. We have B, we have A. And the open closure now. Okay, we have everything. So when you debug JavaScript, it looks like it shows you more information, and it seems more correct.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it looks like the recipe is if you getting struggle with debugging TypeScript, you go to what's compiled and debug sources.
Oh, actually, look what happened. I press here. I was here in the JavaScript. I press the button step over. And what happened next? I go back to TypeScript on this line.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, it's still kind of tricky to do that. The TypeScript application, I think.
Yeah. Usually, then you use debugger. You're already in a complicated situation.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, debugger can show us at least that what we usually need to see and why we usually use console log. I have a question. Also, did you try to use some kind of profiling tools in production, so you are able to profile your application in production or whatever environment?
Yeah, you actually used a couple of things. But again, I think it's quite large topics. And just a moment before we start talking about it, could you open Debugger Console? Because there is one moment, important moment, which I think we need to...
Yes. You mean this console? This
Debugger Console. It's like next up.
Debugger?
Yeah. So this console, it also work in the moment. So here you can write, for example, a plus counter, and it will it will use values which are current values. It's sometimes very useful. And I want to share one more tip. So, for example, if you in conditional breakpoints, you also can write more complex expressions. Like, for example, here, if you click right button on breakpoint, yeah. For example, you can write here console log.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But what for?
Because he is a debugger but still wants to use console log. Just no, you can use any expression here. So for example, if you want to modify the loop somehow and you already debugging and you don't want to modify code right now, so you know, sometime to get into particular place, it's already taking your time, and you can be 20 minutes at debugger and you realize, oh, there is a loop and I want to see values of this loop, and you can write condition right here while you debugging, and just run piece of script and see values.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we could do something like let me say
Console log B. Oh,
let me say counter equals. And do we need to write equals like that, or like regular JavaScript, right?
yes, it's JavaScript expression.
Okay.
So you can write any JavaScript in this window.
Like that. A minus 1, 2, 3, 2. So we're gonna break on 2, I guess.
Yeah.
What other math? So let's try. And maybe, yeah, also
Oh no.
no, it's so easy to to lose these.
Yeah, because you actually don't need to reset your breakpoints. I will show you one more tool, but let's just write it.
If I want to do a console log here, do I need to add this or what?
So if you want condition after and the console log, then first you write console log.
Maybe there.
Yeah, but write console log and then just semicolon, because it will express all the expression, but the result of last statement is a result of expression,
See.
full expression.
Hello from breakpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try. Start. Still compiling, I think. Yeah, now it's ready. Let's heat it.
Okay, now in console you should see output, and counter is equals 2. That's great.
Yeah, what we expected actually.
Not Debugger Console, but here as well.
2 times.
Amazing.
I see. So it's still being executed 2 times for each
Yes.
execution, but then only when the last condition appears to be true, it
it actually stops. Yeah. So
nice.
sometimes you want to use this tool not to actually break the execution, but to add some logic in the moment of debugging, just to not restart the debug process.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and another useful tool on the left side, you see 2 red points.
Yeah.
Yeah, press it.
Wow.
It's all your breakpoints, and as you see, some breakpoints they require some work, and you don't want to just lose it. And if you want to unset breakpoint, you can do it here, just removing the checkbox.
Well, yeah, let's try. And then breakpoints. I see now 3 of them, and also I see useful code up here. And let's try to disable this one. And it says done. Oh, okay. So it's still here, but it's shown that it's not being executed here as a breakpoint.
Yeah, and
what this thing means? Toggle break
on
on this.
exception. It's a useful tool when you have exception happen in your code and your application just breaks. Then you can use this lightning. It means that when this exception happens, it stops the code and show you a debugger console at this moment. But
can we try this?
Not in this application, because in this application you have error handlers, and all the errors will be handled by these error handlers, and that's why it's not too useful in modern applications. So
that button basically means that it will quote uncached application error.
yes.
When you have a special function in Node.js, like the function which you could configure for that purpose is like catch everything what just thrown and nobody cares about it. That's actually a nice one. Could be useful.
Yeah, but I guess that in Nest they have global error handler and handle all the errors to prevent application to stop. So it's it could be useful when you working with some old projects which can just unexpectedly stop working, and you want to realize there. If you use this mode, it will stop it.
Yeah, I'm getting to like Nest.js more and more every time I, dig deeper into it. Because it really reminds me Symfony from PHP, and all this related to Symfony stuff. It was pretty much the same. So you have the framework which takes care of everything, and you just need to write your business logic, which is the main idea of any kind of startup, any kind of application. Just write the business logic and make money, right? Don't spend 2 years to develop your own framework to do that.
Yes, and probably last useful feature which I want to show you about debugger. Could you just stop it?
Stop like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I stopped.
And there is another way how you can start debugging. And if you open a regular console terminal.
Terminal, yes.
Yes, and here try yarn start debug.
like this.
Yeah. It will actually execute not this special flag for debugging.
Let's try in this window because I have it.
Mm-hmm.
By special flag, you mean this one, debug and watch.
Yeah, but Nest under the hood, it will execute not this some debug flag. I don't remember the name exactly, but yeah, but you see that here is a message. It's from not on the top. Scroll up.
Yeah.
Debugger listening on WebSockets, and you can just click this link, and if you have fresh ID, it will start debugging immediately. Just click it.
Yeah. Let me give me a second. I will.
So ideally, it should open
Yeah.
right in.
You know?
But it will open it inside the IDE. You don't need to
Oh, I
do
don't need to
anything.
do this. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
but yeah,
Yeah.
here we go.
Cool.
It's almost the same, but now it's connecting. Because under the hood, Node creates this teeny server, not as teeny as we think of, but and you can connect to this server from debugging tool and then start debugging. Could you open
Yeah.
debugger or scripts to see that it actually works? Okay, we have all the scripts here, and if you open debugger tab, okay, and could you try to place breakpoint? Yes.
Place. So the endpoints. I mean breakpoints already here, so I can hit the application
No,
and try.
no. Could you just re-add breakpoint, because you see there is no check signs on this breakpoint,
Uh-huh.
so which probably do not understand. Oh, okay. So now we see this check sign that
Uh-huh.
it's a good sign.
Let's try to hit.
Yeah, it
We
works.
got here, and this condition not gonna be executed, right? Because it's without this sign.
Yeah. It would be really useful to try.
Oh no! I actually got it,
Oh,
and
cool.
the sign appeared actually after that.
Cool. And I think that it's also helpful when you want to debug application in production, for example, inside pod. You need
Yeah.
to run it as a separate flag, and it will start listening on particular port, and you need to tell debugger to go to this port.
So just to confirm, if I will start the same thing in production or whatever else environment, this will give me the not that link but another link with a real IP address which I could connect and then start doing the magic straight
Yes,
away.
it should.
Wow.
I've not tried it, so but it should.
I mean
Probably.
that's nice when you run your application in debug mode with breakpoints on production server, and somebody goes to some users come to this application at this moment, and you're sitting and looking on your breakpoints while all these users are waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice session. I think we are good to wrap it up. I think we are
Yeah.
finished with the code. Yes. Let me switch off the code.
Yeah. I think that we covered the topic quite well.
Yeah, very well. I mean, for now, I'm able just to go and start debugging any application I want. It's very useful. Lots of useful tools inside of this idea. I'm not sure about Visual Studio Code. could be quite the same, maybe, but we are fans of JetBrains stuff. Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew. It was a really nice session for today. It was a pleasure to meet you one more time with coding.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. It was nice.
See you next time. Thank you, everyone, for joining and looking this session. See you next week on the next session.